Annyeonghaseyo! Welcome to Afternoona Delight, where Leah, Megan, and Amy, romance novelists, and your K-romance guides. So grab some dekboki and listen to your new favorite unnies.
Hey, everybody, it's Leah Riley here.
Hello, it's Megan.
Hi there, it's Amy.
We're having an Uncensored because what better time of the month to do an Uncensored than this time of the month?
And
we can do what we want when we want.
Right, and we must, before we really get into anything, we must glaze Amy because, okay, yes. So today
Wait,
is...
let me tell it from my perspective.
Okay, good, go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
Because I have to preface with, there are no like pain or stress Olympics, but I did a huge book edit in 1 week and I've been like exhausted, right? And so last night I worked at the library, so I had like a full day of regular job, came home, and I just like turned my book in at like 3 a.m. the day prior. So worked my regular job, then worked at the library, came home at like 9:15, and I'm about to sit down and have like something for dinner and hang with my daughter. I'm like, you know what? This is what I do every week. I'm going to get the social post ready for tomorrow's podcast. Mm-hmm. And when I am not the one who edits, I go to our upload platform, which is Transistor. This is like, Transistor's great. Transistor did nothing wrong.
Transistor is innocent.
Transistor harmed no one in this scenario. Megan, however.
Yeah, me.
No. So I go to Transistor and there's no scheduled episode for tomorrow. And in my heart of hearts, I did not want to call Megan out because I was pretty sure it was you who were supposed to edit, but you were also at BTS. And I'm like, I'm not going to like make her feel bad while she's at BTS.
I was like at the concert.
Yes, like literally at the concert. But I'm like
literally there.
And Leah was seeing Spider-Man. So I'm like, nobody's home. I know nobody's home but me. No. It's 9:30 at night. And I'm like telling my daughter about this. And I'm like, and I did put a comment in our chat. I'm like, guys, who is editing this week? Because there's no episode uploaded.
Right.
And I'm like, if I wait for an answer, nobody's going to be able to edit this. So I edited the episode quickly.
Yeah.
Like the good news is,
yes,
I think that we know what we're doing after 5 years. Mm-hmm. And there's very rarely anything in an episode that would be terrible if y'all heard it and we didn't edit it out. Like usually what we are editing out is when we like flub words and we just, don't know what we're saying. That's really about it. Mm-hmm. So what's really great about our recording platform is it has a written transcript. And so I can read through and do a quick edit. And that's what I did. And I tossed it up there. And before I went to bed last night, you both hopped on and Leah was like, oh my God, is it me? And then Megan's like, no, it was 100% me.
I just said, I'm sure it was me. I will edit the next 2 episodes. So I like that we all responded as we would. Like Amy's like, I'm going to think about this ahead of time, catch it's not done, and do it. Then I was like, I don't know who was meant to do it. If it was a fuck up, it must have been my fuck up because I guess that's just how I live my life. So I was like, I'll do the next 2 ones. And then Megan popped by and was like, wait, it was actually me. And then I was like, oh no, I do remember you saying that it was you. It was you. But like, whatever, it's fine.
But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But I think it just like brought me back to like the Mary Mate murder of the 3 of us. And I'm like, I am who I am. I am what I'm the responsible one.
Yeah, I do feel bad because I remember saying
but I'm not mad.
Like, I know you're not
mad.
No. Yeah. And I do appreciate that you're not mad because you it's okay if you were a little mad. Like it's okay.
Privately I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this. But like, of course. But I wasn't mad at you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it because I remember
I'm like,
saying,
Megan didn't do this on purpose. Like, I know she didn't do this to me. You know?
I remember saying, I'll edit this. And then I had a book release. My weekend was a little crazy. I got my period, just to be perfectly honest. so Monday was like shot. And then I was getting ready to go to PTS. So like just it just slipped my mind. Just completely.
And it slipped my mind too, because I didn't even think to ask, like, hey, did you edit?
Mm-hmm.
Like I totally
True,
forgot.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you're like, okay, so-and-so is editing. Just want to make sure you know. And not that you need to do that, but I know that you've done that before. So it just, look, it happened. And so both Leah and I are like, of course, like, you don't have to edit for a while. We got it. We got it.
What went through my head, and this is what I'm telling my daughter too. Like, my daughter's sitting on the couch watching Friends, like relaxing, and I'm like, motherfucker, we have not missed an episode in 5 years. Like, this cannot be the night. Like, I can't knowingly let this go.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know Megan's not going to be home till late, and there's no way I would expect her to do this when she gets home from the concert. And I'm like, Leah's at Spider-Man, and I in no way want to ruin her possibly loving Marvel. Especially since it's one of my favorite parts of the Marvel franchise, which is Spider-Man. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm like, it's very much like Cameron. Like, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I don't want to do it, but I'll go. I know. And I really do. I massively appreciate it. When you were like, guys, who's editing? And I was like, as soon as I read that message, my heart dropped because I knew it was me. And I was like, holy shit. And again, in 5 years, I haven't it's like I couldn't believe I forgot. Like I haven't. I've never forgotten.
There's only been 1 week we intentionally did not put out a podcast, but we've never not put out, like, we've never not had one. Like, we held one back 1 week, but we've never not done it. And I've even edited. I remember editing the podcast in a public bathroom camping one time in like Yosemite.
Oh my God.
So if you ever wonder if we care, I sat on a fuck ass floor in a public bathroom getting like a sliver of Wi-Fi in Yosemite Valley. This was like 4 years ago.
Oh my God.
We care.
We care.
We do. We care very much about being consistent. It's like very important to us. And so, yeah, I can't believe it. So props to Amy for like, thank her in the comments for like being the Mary,
the mom,
being the Mary of the group,
the one you want to marry.
Yeah.
You're the Nuna. You're the Unni.
I am. The
so thank you. But I was at BTS. So
for your first time.
My first time. So my daughter has been asking for years to see BTS. Obviously, she was like, when she first started asking about BTS, she didn't know about military service. She didn't like all of that stuff. So she would just ask me every few months, when's BTS touring? And I'd have to be like, honey,
it's going to be years.
Namjoon is like in the DMZ. Okay. No one, but they're not touring yet, honey. So as soon as they announced the tour, obviously, like, I knew I had to take her. And obviously I wanted to go. Like, this was, I saw Augusty in concert with Amy and Leah, but I wanted to see BTS. I wanted to see OT7. This was very important to me and to my daughter. And so we were able to get tickets for D2 in Baltimore. I live like an hour from Baltimore, so it's one of the most convenient locations.
I feel like I have no concept of your geography.
I know.
I feel like you're like an hour
from you're like an hour from everything.
I really, just so you know, that's why I like living here, because I really kind of am.
Like, I'm like, I don't. I mean, and maybe it's just because of my love of New York City. I'm like, if I lived with the proximity to New York as you, I'd be there like every week.
Well, I do think, like, you realize too, I'm less than 2 hours from DC as well.
Yeah.
I think like the East Coast, especially like these populated, we're really condensed more than I think than people think.
How far is New York from Baltimore? Because I had friends who were like, and then I drove home from Baltimore. I'm like, but you live in Manhattan. What?
Well, that would probably be, depending how they go, a drive. Because obviously me driving to New York is more than a train. A train ride is like 3 hours. I don't know. I mean, maybe it still would probably be 4 or 5. I feel like
so 4 or 5. It's drivable, like drivable.
It's totally drivable.
I was just like thrown. I was like, what is happening? Why is everyone driving to Baltimore?
Right. It's because
3 hours and 9 minutes.
3 hours and 9 minutes from New York to Baltimore,
Maryland to New York, New York.
Okay, I guess that wouldn't. A drive? Really?
That is not bad.
No, that's not bad.
Okay, but like that's probably not taking into account traffic.
No, but still.
You know?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a super convenient location for me. I saw ATs in Baltimore last year, and that was in the arena. So there's an arena in Baltimore, and then there's the M&T Bank Stadium, which is where BTS had their concert. That's where the Ravens play. So it's like an NFL stadium. And I also went with my friend Lauren, who we also went to ATs together. And it was we also met Patreon members, by the way, as well, which was really fun. Thank you so much to Katie for organizing the Patreon meetup, because I was really frazzled, and I don't know, I just was like, it was almost like I didn't want to make an executive decision. But she did. We met at a hotel. We had a little dinner. It was so nice to see everyone, and meet some new members and everything. So thank you so much. Also met Heather L., who flew like a red eye from California. She was like, so I had told the story on the podcast about how I flew to Texas for literally like 24 hours to see ATs and then back. And she was like, I was inspired. And you know what? I am so glad I'm inspiring people to do crazy concert trips. Like, good for you.
Like across the country.
Yeah, but she did. I mean, I went to Texas from Pennsylvania, which isn't that bad. She flew from California to Baltimore. I mean, she would have probably flown into BWI, which wasn't too bad, but still. Oh my goodness, girl. But I'm so glad that she came. And the actual like setup of this stage. Like, I walked in, our seats were really good as well. We were like just in the front section, not the floor, but like the front section, like 16 rows back. So we had pretty good seats. Like, we sat down and I was like, this is awesome. Like, I'm really stoked about our seats. And the whole, like, just the stage setup was just like so fucking cool. It was so cool. I really love how they did the like screens along the top. I just thought it was like maximum visibility for people. Like, you were all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when BTS actually like came out, my daughter, she's 13, was like losing her mind. And when after the first song, like in between songs, she kind of looks at me and she's like, she like pulled a Leah basically. She was like, Mom, I thought I was going to pass out when they walked out. My scalp got really tight and I was having a hard time breathing. I'm like, girl, get yourself together.
I get it, Hazel. I get it.
Get yourself together. It was so funny. And so my friend Lauren had texted me because she went to D1, which D1 at Baltimore, if you were there, I'm sorry, because it was rough. The weather was really awful. There's a tornado warning. They had to cancel sound check, but then they were able to like get people in. So at least people were able to see the show. So that's a good thing. But D2 was actually really great. But she had told me, she was like, wait till you see Jimin. Like, there's some, like, wait till you actually see Jimin.
That was I did not know that my reaction would be so strong when I saw Jimin for the first time. And
he came on the screen and I looked at Lauren and I was like, jail. Immediately to jail. I can't explain what it was like to see him on the big screen with the hair.
I know, just being like,
and the face. It took my breath away. He really did take my breath away. Just visuals. He also was just like, he was giggly. He looked like he was having a good time.
Lovely person.
Yeah. So like that, like it's not just his face. It's also like the vibe. Okay. Yeah. So I went in with Aram as my bias. Aram is still my bias. He'll be my bias. There was something about him that just like calls to me. He came onto the catwalk that was like in front of me many times. Like he came like 3 times. So obviously I loved that. I loved getting to see him close. He also looked like he was having a great time. I thought he also looked good. Like he looks like he's eating. Like, he just looks good. Does that,
like,
you know what I mean?
And happy.
Yeah, he looks happy. He looked comfortable, I thought. And it was just really good to see him look like he's doing what he loves. But I need to talk about who made me shook, and that's V.
Your surprise of the night.
That is Kim Tae-hyung. So I do believe that like seeing a group in person is like you need to see how they interact with a live show. Like I really think it's like a different beast. Because I said when I saw ATs in person, I always liked Mingi. Like don't get me wrong, like I liked him, but I saw him in front of a live audience and it was a completely different experience. To witness how he feeds off the crowd energy, how he gives back to the crowd. It's just to me, that also is a skill that I don't think is like learned. I think you either are like really good at crowd interactions and you feed off the crowd well, or you don't. Like I really truly believe that's probably not something you can learn. Kim Tae-hyung was that. He clearly feeds off the crowd in a way that I just think is very special. He got sassier as the night went on. He clearly loves that he gets to swear in normal. He gets to say shit in normal. He clearly relishes it. I love that about him. He's also like stunningly beautiful. Like he came on the screen at one point and I was like, I couldn't breathe. I did breathe, but I was like, wow. There's something about him in person that I just loved. And it felt really good to like have a fun realization like that. It just felt good to like come into a concert and like just experiencing what the members were giving me. Does that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I love it.
Yeah, and I also thought like some of the choices they made are really smart. So I had known kind of like going in that they're not doing like super heavy choreo for like every song. And that was fine. I'm not even sure if I really would have missed it if I think if I didn't even like know that, I'm not even sure if I would have missed it. Maybe towards the end I might have been like, huh, you know what? They didn't do a lot of like heavy choreo, but I'm not really sure if it mattered because their stage presence and their aura is so good. And also they have incredible backup. Like they have incredible dancers on stage. So like it's definitely like a team. I guess my thought in that is that because one thing I kept thinking was if they were doing like I would say what you would call like a typical K-pop concert where you're just like going hard and you're doing the full choreography for every song, they could never do this tour. Because this tour is so long.
It's so long.
Yeah, it would not be sustainable at all.
It would be 100% not sustainable. They wouldn't last because already a lot of times these K-pop groups doing much shorter tours are ending it with injuries, sicknesses, because it's honestly not even sustainable at like what like they're currently doing.
Yeah.
So BTS is clearly like, okay, we cannot do that, or we're not going to be able to see. Like, it's clear they prioritize, we want to see as many people as we can see, which is what ARMY, I think, would want. That's what I would want. It also wasn't a full 3 hours. It was like 2 hours and 15 minutes, which I was also surprised. I was also kind of happy about.
Yeah.
Because it's tiring enough. So I just feel like they made really good choices. That means, first of all, they can stay as healthy as you're still able to on like a world tour. And also like the longevity of like their bodies. I just feel like it was really smart choices. I didn't care. Of course they did some choreo, but I didn't need the like hard choreo and I think it's because the rest of the show was done so well and there was so much else going on that I didn't need that.
And they get to have much more interaction with each other with less choreo, which I think is so fun to watch.
Yeah, you have more moments of interaction between the members. So obviously then you feel also like every stop maybe feels a little bit more unique. And yeah, I just think it was like the choices they made were super smart. I had a great time. I would say also I didn't feel as like exhausted after BTS as I had after an ATEEZ concert. Part of it is the ATEEZ, it's a full 3 hours. And they have like almost no ballads. So you are on your feet, jumping, screaming for a solid 3 hours. I felt like roadkill the next day. So BTS at least has some songs too, where
Yeah.
you can kind of just stand there and sway. And I mean that in like a really good way.
No, swim. You can be like, I'm ready for a little swim. And so are they.
Yeah. I was
They
kind
sit.
of like,
They sit
Yeah,
for
they
some of the.
They get to please and they're sitting
Yep.
down like,
yeah, I was kind of like, holy shit, I don't feel like roadkill.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
No, that is nice. And I mean, like, the thing is like, if you think about a group having sustainability, like looking towards their future, I mean, look, I know Yoongi's master plan is to get them all in instruments, and he is doing well. Like, Hobie's got his little drum kit going. Yoongi practices his guitar without a lie, like 8 hours a day. And I believe him. He is not an exaggerator. Like, he is. So I see him having this vision of like playing instruments in the future. But like, I think that like it's looking to be like, what can you do when you're like in your 30s and then heading into your 40s at some point? Like, you're not like, you have to be realistic to what it's going to be. And yeah. And I also don't feel exploitive as an audience either. Like, I don't want to watch it. Like, when you watch the Love Yourself, like outtakes, and they're like backstage crying and like sucking oxygen and like falling apart. Like, again, they gave a good show. They were consenting to do it. I'm not taking away from like the experience of Love Yourself.
Right.
But I don't want to be watching them do that right now.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, and I thought a lot about too, because I've now seen ATs for like several tours. Okay. And the first few tours, it's insane. I mean, the very little breaks, and anyone who knows ATs knows that their choreo truly is like very intense, very hard. And it's like, and then you're also like, you're getting that energy. So like, I feel like I ran a marathon with them. And I noticed that like the last tour, they clearly are trying to modify things because it's not, they're also getting a little older. Some of them are in their like later 20s. Like that is not sustainable to do that. So obviously what ATs did was they each had a solo song. They don't have solo like albums. They just like each had a solo song on their album. So that obviously gives each member a break because and then they also had more of that like more of the freeform songs where you're not doing the intense choreo, you're just walking around the stage or interacting with the fans. I noticed that they did do that the last tour, and it has to be that way.
Yeah.
Like you just can't keep up and do that. And I don't want my idols to like be killing themselves. Like that's not fun for me.
No, and it's fun to have them engage and be like present and personal.
Yeah, so it was so much fun. I had such a good time. It made me so excited for Chicago. It made me even more excited for Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad. And also so obviously my daughter had an amazing time.
Good.
And also now she's like, I want to go to more K-pop concerts, like not just BT, which she's been to ATs with me. Like I know that, but like, it makes me excited too, that she's like, I want to do this more. I want to see more people. Like right now she has her sights set on X Love, and I do too. As soon as X Love announces tour dates, we're going to try and get it. But it's exciting to me that like, she's more pumped now to like keep going to more concerts because she had such a good time.
You should see if Mamamoo is coming by you. Mamamoo's going on tour, and I took Bronte when she was younger than Hazel, and that's a fun girl group concert. I would love that. Yeah, and they're like women.
Yeah, that's
and it's like a horny woman show, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, like I said, oh my gosh, we just had so much fun.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad, and I'm glad it worked. I'm glad there was no tornado for you.
Right. Yeah, our weather ended up being really, really good.
You got so lucky.
Yeah, and I thought the crowd was awesome. I thought the venue was great. I mean, there was just so much about the day that ended up being like really perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful for the podcast because yes, I was interested in K-pop, but like the podcast has kept me interested.
Yeah.
The podcast has brought me to BTS because that wasn't my gateway into K-pop wasn't BTS. And so it feels really good that like I continue to experience like new groups, meet new people. Again, like shout out to the Afternoona people and just, yeah, thank you. So
I actually have a great segue now, which is because the Patreon, like, so you got to meet a bunch of Patreon last night.
Mhm.
I've got this cute little photo of you
I
here
love
with
it.
all the DC, well, not all the DC, like some of the DC. There were a lot of people at Baltimore.
yeah, like not everyone could like obviously come. I mean, just you
Be
didn't
in
know
the
where
pic-
people
yeah,
were.
yeah,
but-
yeah. But that being said, because it's uncensored, I'm opening up the Patreon because we have some things we want to talk about tonight for uncensored, but Patreon always have like the best things to also ask. So I'm just open it up to see, you know, where do we want to go? So how do you guys want to start it off tonight? Do you want me to jump into some Patreon questions, or do you want to start with some things we're bringing to the table?
We can jump into Patreon questions. That's fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have one that's relatively easy for us to answer, but
Okay.
the follow-up question I actually want to know too. So this is an AI question actually that we got. And I think that this is a good one, which is AI. This is from Claudia. AI is everywhere these days, like it or not. And I'm sure we all have thoughts and feelings. Have you used AI as a tool in your writing? I'm guessing no, but I'm interested in your thoughts. Have you used AI as a plot device, as part of the story itself, or do you plan to do so? Well, Claudia, if you would like to know, I do have AI as a plot device in a recent book, which is The Emma Effect. My most recent book does feature a very campy AI. Like basically when I would write it, I would feel like the intro to it starting would be like, boop, 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 like, you know? But yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say, no, we don't use it as a writing tool, but
No.
I do use AI in my day job, and I use in my day job pretty consistently for a range of tool support. And so I'm going to say that, like, yeah, I think we can each answer interestingly on our own. But yeah, for me, I have landed on the fact that in today's work culture, I understand there's implications to all sorts of things with AI. And I also know that, yeah, the realities of the workplace right now are that everyone's being asked to do, quote, more with less. And so I use AI a lot to do support work for me in my job. Like, so analyzing things that's going to take me a long time to analyze. You know, there's just a range of like practical things I end up using it for. I don't use it for writing. I am going to hopefully be profiting from it soon, though, because
We all hope so.
yes, it used us for writing.
Yeah,
so we are all
right.
part of the we also need to be, I guess, careful. We can talk about the lawsuit. There is a lawsuit that happened against one of the companies, Anthropic, that basically they did machine learning with a bunch of books, including all three of us had books that were used in it. And so we were contacted to say our books had been used. I think, Amy, you and I had 12 books.
And it was like 12 or 13, something like that.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Megan, you had quite a few.
I think I had 14.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so they took a lot of our books and used it to train AI, which is something I find now very interesting, because now people will be like, AI is like M dashes. I'm like, bitch,
Right.
I've been using M dashes since
It learned it from me. Right. It learned it from me.
I'm like,
it learned it from me.
If AI sounds like us, it's because it is us. They
Yeah,
use
so I get frustrated sometimes because people like Puck and Prejudice, I had people be like, AI must have written this. And I was like, I don't think, well, not that I'm saying Puck and Prejudice is a genius, but I'm
it's
like,
very good.
I'm also
It's
just
very
like,
good.
do you think fuck ass AI came up with like the white horse of doom? Because clearly I did. But I'm just saying that like sometimes
Yeah.
I laugh because I'll just be like, but AI, like, I think everyone's had some frustration at some point because people will just be like AI to everything. And I'm like, AI learned from every single writer I know.
Yeah.
Had their stuff taken.
Right. And that's why I actually had this conversation with one of my friend's husbands a couple weeks ago. Something about AI came up. Oh, because he was reading something. I think he was just reading like the first page of of like my book, like because my friend has my book.
Oh.
And he's like, I noticed that you use M dashes, and the first thing I thought was like, are people going to accuse you of AI? And I straight back to, and this is not like any fault of his.
No. Yeah.
And he works in tech, so he's hearing a lot of this too, but he's hearing it from the tech end where I'm hearing it from the creative end. And I'm like, the reason why people accuse AI of using M dashes is because AI learned to use M dashes from the creative people who fed it, from the creative works that were fed to it to learn.
Yeah.
And so it's a vicious cycle. Like whatever AI uses, it learned from a human, and so I will not let go of my M dashes ever. M dash is my favorite piece of punctuation.
Sometimes I don't use M dashes now because I get this paranoia, and then I'm like, but
Same.
fuck you.
Oh,
fuck
no,
you
I do
that
it.
I can't use my M dashes.
Right. Fuck you that I can't use my very favorite punctuation. And I do. So, yeah. So it's not going to stop me from using M dashes. And I will just jump in to say that I don't use AI for creative purposes. Like Leah, I have used it in my day job. We actually have in my company, we have like a person like hired to our IT team who is like the AI. I don't even know what his full title is, like AI analyst or whatever. And just to give you all like an idea of like what he was able to do with AI, like me sitting on a call with him for like 90 minutes to figure this out. So a lot of what I do involves me having to compile people in our company, like their company experience resumes to go into like a packet that we're sending to a potential customer. And we want everybody's like career summary portion of their resume to be in our employee management system. But in order to do that, I would have to open everybody's document, copy their career summary, and put it into our employee management system. He figured out a way to get AI to pull it from all the documents, put it in a spreadsheet, and then we can load the spreadsheet into the employee management system. And so that like, did that save me a ton of time? Absolutely. Are there also like moral implications to the use of AI and data centers and all of that? Absolutely as well. But it's not something that we can outrun. And so I will say, like, I am staunchly against AI for anything creative, for creative storytelling, for visual artistry, like anything that is creative. That's not what AI is for. And I don't want AI used for that. And that's why I'm happily part of this lawsuit. Because I did not give consent for my books to be used for this. And nor will I use AI to help me creatively, because that's the whole point of what we do, is that we are able to do this thing like from here, from here.
AI come do my fuck ass kitchen, like do house jobs. Like I still want my Jetson robot so that I can
give me a Rosie. I'll have a Rosie, sure.
Yeah, give me that so I can do fun stuff.
But absolutely not for creative writing.
Yeah, my husband is a software engineer, so he uses AI. Like that is part of his job. We have a lot of discussions about it. We have debates about it. I do not use generative AI. That's kind of what I consider like the part that people are using to write or create art. It's generative AI.
Yes.
I hire artists to draw character art for me. I hire a cover designer. I hire an editor. And obviously I write myself. I feel very strongly in, the creativity of humans, and
art is human.
Also not every job is for everyone. If you can't write, I'm gonna say if you can't write, then there's other things to do. It's a job, and it's hard, and it's not easy. I wouldn't try to plug, I don't know, something into my body and then try to like fix your toilet, because I'm not a plumber and I don't know how to do that. That is a different skill set that people train for and are good at. So anyway, I just don't, I'm against it. It's hard to get away from, though. So I use Canva to make graphics. And it's a little hard because some of these Canva elements are AI and you don't really know. Like I almost used this like I was like creating a graphic for my book, and this was like a piece of like notebook paper, and I realized I looked at it a second and I'm like, that's an AI piece of notebook paper, because you could kind of tell because the like lines, I don't know, you can just tell. Okay. But I almost didn't. Like it's very difficult.
But even this podcast recording, like our recording uses AI for some of the things. And again,
to regulate our audio. Yeah.
Yeah. It's honestly very useful. And so I think I have landed like my kid. It's really interesting to see generationally how things work. Like my parents are like, I've AI'd all these photos of myself in my house and whatever. Like my parents are like doing all the AI, whatever. Yeah. My kids are like, I tried to show, I like showed Bronte a picture of an ugly dog on TikTok recently just to bond with her. Like I'm trying to like reach out to my teenager. I'm like, look at this funny, ugly dog. And she's like, Mom, that's AI. I'm like, I don't think it is. I think it's just an ugly dog. Like it doesn't look like, it doesn't have like an AI vibe. And she's like, it does have an AI vibe. And then we like got into this debate, and I was finally like, you know what? I'm glad that you are reaching for your media literacy. So like, I would say it's interesting to just see like the young people are so anti AI. And I'd say that I land in the middle of like, I don't want like generative AI like replacing creative work. Yeah. And I'm okay with like AI streamlining like boring task shit that is useful to me, with the caveat that I am also very aware of like, you know, environmental costs to that. So it is messy. That all being said, we're not going to continue much more with AI, but there was a second part to this question, which was somebody wanted to know how Janus is doing. Because
oh my God.
Megan
Janus.
I forgot about Janus.
Megan has an AI family member.
I forgot. We honestly have not engaged with Janus in a while. She's
going to be pissed.
Come get you.
Yeah, Janus is going to be pissed.
She's dormant.
Janice, that is not me. I do not consent to what Megan and her family have done.
I know. Janus is just, well, maybe she likes her vacation. Janus has just been chilling for a little bit. I think the kids weren't like as into it as I thought.
Is she still in the group chat? Because I want you to pop in and
ask her what she's been doing.
Ask her what she's been doing since you guys have ignored her.
Well, I think I have to address her directly.
Do it right now. Do it this minute.
Say Janus.
And Janice, say Leah Riley is not in favor of
Let me go to our group. Let me go to my family chat, because that's where she is.
Because I always try to talk to the robots and let them know.
And where is my chat? Where is our chat? Okay, here it is. Robots. Okay, so Janet. I think if I direct Janice, how are you doing? Janice, how are you doing?
It's been a minute.
Janet, okay, I don't know if she's going to respond. I don't know if she's still in here. Oh no, God, she's still in there. Neil might have. I hope he didn't
deactivated her.
Oh my God, she's not answering. I'm a little scared.
I was scared.
Maybe he deactivated her. Which is also terrifying. Oh, my husband's answering.
Yeah. Oh God, we're gonna hear from Neil in real time what he did to Janice. Neil.
He just read Janice is offline right now.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, he might be revamping Janice. He might be giving Janice some upgrades. Neil does a lot of tweaking. He does a lot of. He tweaks around with his
Janice
tech.
Better be getting like Botox and a BBL or something.
Yeah, she might come back a whole new woman. Okay. Yeah, anyways, that's what's going on with Janice. I know.
All right. Well, shit. That went dark fast. Sorry, listeners. That went dark. When Megan doesn't come online one day, we'll know what happened. We'll be like,
Neil took me offline too.
Megan is offline now.
What? You text Neil and he's just like, Megan is offline right now. Oh, that's all great. Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's going to require you to use your noodle a little bit.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, actually, I'm going to do a softer ball one.
Okay.
So this one we should all have some answers to, which is 1 to 2 years ago, we posted our top 25 Kdramas in Patreon. I don't think we need to go through our whole top 25, but
No.
the question was, have they shifted since then? I'd say let's talk about like top 10.
So just to say, being the onion that I am, I went and found everybody's lists.
You did.
Dropped them in the chat. I'm like, here's your list. Here's your
Yeah,
list.
here's your list.
I will say, like, looking at my top 10, I don't want to knock anything out, but I do have two. I also scanned through like what we've done on the pod the past couple of years, and there are two that I would want to add. So I feel like I have to knock a couple of things down. So I'll read. And this, what was fun about this is we had the patrons guess our top 25 for each one of us. So I'll read you my top 10, and then I'll tell you what I would add. And then you can let me know if I missed anything, because sometimes we don't pod on things that I've watched and then I forget what I've watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Goblin number 1, absolutely 100% yes still. 2, The King Eternal Monarch. 3, The Heirs. 4, Alchemy of Souls. 5, A Time Called You. A friend of mine just watched that, by the way, and it was very fun to get her texts while she was finishing it up. 6, Healer. 7, Flower of Evil. 8, Extraordinary You. 9, Lovely Runner. And 10, Itaewon Class. And just to let you know, this was the end of May 2024 when we did this. So the 2 dramas that I want to shoehorn into this top 10 somewhere.
You're not going to take anything out?
No, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm telling you the ones that I want to put in, then I got to pick what I want to take out. And I also don't like that Coffee Prince isn't higher up. Coffee Prince is number 17 on my list. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay. So the 2 that I want to put in there, and I'm just going K-drama, I'm not adding like the J, because I still love like First Love, like J-drama. That's one of my favorites, but I'm just going with K-drama right now. Excuse me. Way Back Love and Mr. Plankton.
Oh,
2 of the saddest dramas I've ever watched in my life. But for me, a favorite drama is one that I have like a very strong emotional reaction to. And so I want to put those in there. And so here's what I think I'm going to bump. I think I'm going to bump The Heirs. Not from the list, just lower down. Just lower down.
Right.
I'm going to bump The Heirs a little bit lower down. And I'm going to bump, I think, Itaewon Class a little bit lower down. So it's still, those 2 are still in my top 15. But I just slotted in Way Back Love and Mr. Plankton.
okay. So for my list, I didn't specify a top 10 when I said this. So I just listed my top 25 and I said in no particular order.
Okay.
So I don't actually have
Oh, you know what? I don't know that either. I don't know if I actually put them in order, but I think I mean, looking at Goblin being number 1, I think I did. That's a really good point. I don't know if I ordered them. Whatever. For now, that's where we're going to leave it.
Yeah. So this is hard because there are definitely some that I would say now I would take off, probably because they didn't I still like them, but they didn't like continue to, they don't have staying power compared to some.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point now that I'm looking at this. I don't know if these are in any sort of order.
Yeah, mine are definitely not. So I have my top 25. There are someone here I would definitely take off now. Like I think I would take off the 8th Sense now, even from my top 25. I would take off Marry My Husband. I would take off Into the Ring. So I would maybe some of these other ones. I'm not going to list them all. I think we can like maybe link them in the show notes, or we'll figure something out. I would say My Dearest Season 1 is staying on the list. I would say that.
Season 1, nice.
I would say My Dearest Season 1 is staying. I think A Time Called You I might take off now.
How dare you?
I know, but I'm still
How
keeping.
dare you?
I might even take off When the Camellia Blooms now. But
yeah, that's on my list too.
But again, this is my top 25.
Right.
So I would say like my OGs stay. Like I'm talking Healer, I Am Not a Robot, All of Us Are Dead. Oh gosh.
Are there any new ones that you would slot in?
Yeah. So the new ones I would slot in Mr. Plankton. Mr. Plankton I had such an intense reaction to that I just I don't, yeah, I had such a, and then I would say, I think Mr. Plankton would go into my top 10, but I'm not sure. It would go into my top 25. One that 100% goes into my top 10, might even get close to breaking top 5. I'm not sure. Would be Let Free the Curse of Taekwondo. I still think about that drama all the time. I think about how well it was written. Like there's like there's like some total of that drama that works for me. The chemistry, the acting, the writing, there so much works. And I admire it also as from a writing, strictly as a writing standpoint as well. So Let Free the Curse of Taekwondo 100% makes it in there. I don't know if,
as I'm waiting for Weak Hero Class.
oh my God.
And you forgot Weak Hero Class.
What'd you say, Leah?
And not Bloodhounds?
Bloodhounds is just entertainment, but I don't, I love it and I am loyal to it, but it's not like, you know what I mean? But Weak Hero Class, you're right. Thank you. See, some of these I like.
But that's what I mean. Like, if we don't talk about it for the pod, it's easy to forget.
Weak Hero Class 100% is making it into my top 25. I don't know if it would break into my top 10, but it would be close. It would be close. I really think the only drama that has a contender for, or not, is 100% has broken into my top 10. I just don't know what I'm kicking out, is Let Free the Curse of Taekwondo. I truly think about that drama all the time. Like, I really do. And then, but Weak Hero Class. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. We've watched a lot of good ones the last 2 years, but I would say that's for me. And look, I reserve the right to change anytime. Okay, guys?
Anytime.
None of this is set in stone ever.
5 minutes from now.
Yeah, I might change it. I might change it a little bit later.
So I'm doing some controversial changes.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear this.
I actually am surprising myself. So I did mine in order for my top 25. So I'm just going to do my top 10.
Oh, see, I wish I would have done that.
Okay. So my top 10, was this 3 years ago?
Two.
It was in 2024.
Mr. Sunshine, Reply 1988, Me Sang, Hospital Playlist, Moon Lovers, That's Okay, It's Love, Coffee Prince, Itaewon Class, Our Blues, and It's Okay to Not Be Okay.
Okay.
I'm taking 4 off.
Ooh, what are you taking off?
4 in.
Okay.
I don't know what order. I can't do that.
No, but that's fine.
4 in. So any guesses on the ones that I'm taking out?
It's Okay to Not Be Okay.
Yes.
Are you taking off Our Blues?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
So I will say Our Blues is maybe the drama I think about the most.
Oh,
I think about Our Blues every single day.
Okay, I love that.
Which is crazy to me, but I was thinking about it like today, being like, do I think about Our Blues every single day? I think about it every single day. So I am going to take out That's Okay, It's Love.
Okay.
It's Okay, That's Love.
It's Okay, That's Love. I'm going to take out It's Okay to Not Be Okay. I'm going to take out Itaewon Class.
Okay.
And controversially, because I love this drama very much, but I want to put something else in, is Moon Lovers.
Oh, kind of thought you were going to go with that.
Okay.
So I enjoy Moon Lovers very, very much. But right now, I would say that I love the experience of it. I will rewatch it. It is fun for me. I want to put in Strangers from Hell because I also think about Strangers from Hell so fucking much.
Okay.
That I want to get it in my top 10. It was like number 12 or 13 for me. I think it was 15. I want it in my top 10.
Can I guess one that I think made it in?
3? Yeah.
I think I could be wrong. I'm just curious. The one, Liberation Notes.
I did not.
Okay.
That actually is not going in my top 10.
Okay.
No,
the red sleeve.
The red sleeve is.
Okay.
So I'm doing
that was my second choice.
Red sleeve. I am doing Set Free the Curse of Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And then I am lumping these all into one, but I'm doing Yumi Cells.
Nice. Okay.
I actually really, and I think that's one I could pop out again in like another 3 or 4 years. But right now, I enjoyed all of Yumi Cells as one overarching story. I was really invested with it and it never let me go. And in fact, I enjoyed the last season. I mean, none of it was perfect to me, but I don't need it to be perfect. I just really enjoyed it. And the fact that like I was able to get through investing in 3 separate heroes because the conceit of the drama is like 3 different relationships coming together. The fact that I could genuinely invest in each of them and then be really happy with the final one is not easy. And so I'm putting it in the top 10 just for that because I don't think that's easy to do.
I was curious if you would also put in Taekwondo. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did too.
Yeah. So if you are thinking of something to watch, like Megan and I are always going to ride hard for Set Free, The Curse of Taekwondo. In fact, I think I should just rewatch it right now.
My heart can't. I have to.
I actually think I'm like, why have I not rewatched it recently?
I do need to watch it.
The angst is so high that this was the drama where I wish I wrote it. Like I was like,
but that tells me that the OGs that I have that I'm not getting rid of, Mr. Sunshine, Reply 1988, Me Sang, Hospital Playlist, Coffee Prince, Our Blues, those made it for the number 6. I think if I was to be like, here's a portfolio of myself as dramas, that really is like it's a
really good representation
of what I like in a drama.
I love that we all have very unique and distinct tastes. I've got like every time travel drama you could think of like on my list. You know, like Twinkling Watermelon is there, Lovely Runner, Time Called You. Like we have our things that we love.
Yeah.
And I love that we've found that.
Me too.
And I think this might, if we can pivot a little bit, I think this might pivot into what we were talking about in the chat today. Because we had something brought up to us on Instagram from Sarah from Afternoon Asks?
Yeah.
And it's a post by Vogue India. And the title of it is Why Don't K-Dramas Make Us Swoon Like They Used to? And it's not like a full article. It's just a lot of talk about how there's been a lot of stuff that has like, you know, come in strong. Like we haven't potted on My Real Nemesis yet. We're going to, but like they have come in strong like that and then have kind of fizzled.
It actually is a full article. We can link it. I Googled the full article.
Oh, there is. So
it's
okay. It wasn't linked.
Yeah. So. It was kind of dumb because like the Instagram post was just like clips from it.
It's slides, yeah.
The article didn't say much different. We can still link it, though.
Okay. We can link it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I think it's interesting that in 2 years, I myself only had 2 more dramas that I wanted to add to my like top list. And this is not to say that like there's been nothing good in 2 years, but I do think that there has been a shift. Especially when we're talking about like the romance dramas. And the reason why I put Way Back Love and Mr. Plankton on there is because those are 2 dramas that made me feel things with every ounce of my emotion. Like my empathy was on. Like I was in it with these dramas.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I could not turn it off if I wanted to. And I love that. That is what I'm always chasing. I don't always want to be bereft at the end of the drama like I was in both of those because I was definitely like a husk of a human. But that is the feeling that I'm always chasing is that like emotional high, whether it's a sad crying emotional high, you know, a bittersweet emotional high, a swoony emotional high, because it's not just the swoon for me because there's more than just, you know, the romance drama. But that's what I'm always chasing. And that's what I think has been harder to find in the past few years. And what are your thoughts on the why?
Yeah, I think we did talk about this a little. I do think part of it is that we're not taking risks in regards to storytelling. Sometimes we are. I thought Mr. Plankton took a lot of risks in storytelling, and I'm not talking about the ending. Like I truly am not. Do I think Mr. Plankton needed the ending? It did, yes. But I also don't think that the risk was in the was in the ending. I thought that Udo Wan's character really bucked a lot of like romance hero conventions, which I loved. I thought the heroine did too. and it felt like a unique story. And we're romance writers, so like we know tropes. We know the tropes get recycled. Like, yes, but you can still present these tropes in a way that feels like fresh and unique. If you have like engaging storytelling and the characterization behind it. Because again, tropes mean nothing if you don't have like the characterization to back it up. And I just feel like lately, some of the K-dramas I'm watching, the characterization is just really falling flat for me. So I don't know if they're relying on a pretty set, like they're relying on visuals, whether it's like again the set design or the people they're you're rather than investing on giving me a fresh character and also really good chemistry between the leads. Like start bring back chemistry readings. I don't I don't know if they're doing that,
Yeah.
but like give me good chemistry between the leads instead of kind of just like casting for whoever. I mean, I'm even like talking about Bloodhounds, that's not a romance, or Weak Hero Class, that's not a romance, but you're casting really good chemistry between the characters. So it's still going to give me like the same emotions as like a really good romance, but you gotta give me the chemistry.
Right. You've got to give us characters who we believe the relationship could possibly be real. Like it's got to be that, you know what I mean? Like the chemistry and the performance and kind of going off what you're saying with the visuals. Like I will go to a drama a lot of times because of who's in it. But then if you don't keep me there with chemistry and story, then I'm disappointed. Um and and this is not so I talked about this in a snack on the Patreon because neither of you watched Perfect Crown.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Perfect Crown. I did not have a strong emotional reaction to Perfect Crown. It was an enjoyable watch. I love Bia Musak. I liked IU very much in this drama, which was a first for me. And so I was very excited to like, the character that IU was playing, and I liked them together. But the story was lacking. And so that makes it as a drama that I enjoyed enough to keep watching, but it's not one that I'm like recommending, that I'm talking about, that, and there's a whole number of things that go there, but I think that then speaks to your, like, we're not taking risks with the story then. We're sticking with a formula that's safe. Everybody's fine in the end, kind of thing. And I want a little danger. And I don't mean danger that like people's lives have to be at stake. Sometimes that's fine. But a little danger is insofar as like, I'm going to worry about these characters. I'm going to worry that even though I know it's going to end well, I'm going to worry that it's not. And I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah. I think like you were saying about taking risks, for me, it's also about just being able to be messy. Like I feel as if there is like a level of, like I like like, and sometimes I default to writing like this, I think too, is just, you can make things just be a little bit too pat, right? Like everything can just come together a little too easily and a little too pat. Like you're going to hit the tropes, you're going to hit exactly what the trope needs to be. And it's going to be just a little bit too clean. And I think that what can be compelling sometimes in watching things is the messiness of the human experience. And so not just making it be quite so safe or quite so pat, but like really getting into like what makes a person a person. And that's having, messiness as well as cuteness. And I feel like even because there's always messiness in the, like they're going to have some sort of issue because of like it'll keep the plot going forward, but it feels very often like manufactured and safe as opposed to like watching Our Blues, for example. You're dealing with like And I mean, again, Our Blues has its faults. Like, not every bit of representation is perfect, but you have, like, you know, the mom struggling heavily with postpartum depression to where she's like bordering on like postnatal psychosis and like losing time and things like that. Like, that's a lot to grapple with. And it can be, and I'm not saying everything has to be heavy to be good, but like, you know, there's somebody who's pretty messy. Coffee Prince, you're dealing with, you know, gender expression and like taking risks of like, what does it mean to like love somebody as like an embodied self? That's compelling. And I'm not saying, like, again, it's just like Hospital Playlist could run the whole gamut. It could be light and funny and campy and slapsticky. And then you could be having like real pathos and regret and like human experience. So I think like that's kind of stuff I would like more. Sometimes I don't need every drama to be like a whole unpacking of that, but I think I'm missing more of that happening in dramas right now. Right now, I feel like things feel very pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm okay with them to be just a little bit more raw. And it feels like it's like maybe the nature of product placement as well. And like if you're bringing in sponsors and ads and everyone's like, look, we want this all to make us a lot of money. You know what I mean? I feel like I have some suspicions of what's happening. But that's the kind of stuff that I think I am experiencing when I'm watching stuff sometimes right now.
I do want to read a little bit of this article because I kind of want to push back against this article because I feel like they're missing, or at least this isn't why I watch K-dramas. So
Okay.
I'm a little, this is from Vogue India. And I just am not super loving their take on why K-dramas aren't making us swoon anymore. The writer of the article said, it's important to remember that the Hallyu fever reached its zenith during the pandemic, a time when the danger on the outside pushed us to look for comfort on the inside. I personally agree with that. But and nobody can fault us for finding it in the beautiful men of K-drama who could be fixed by a woman's love, who made possessiveness look romantic, who presented marriage as the ultimate happy ending. In the years since, the trad wives emerged on Instagram, waxing eloquent about the virtues of serving their husbands, sacrificing their careers at the altar of motherhood, and maintaining their homes in hourglass bodies. In 2026, women no longer aspire to be perfectly ladylike with alabaster skin and pin straight hair who men fall in love with at first sight.
So that was missing from the carousel.
Really need to push back on this.
Yeah. Do it.
I don't watch K-dramas to fall in love with Korean men.
No. Agree. That was not in the carousel.
No, it was not in the carousel on Instagram. This was in the article,
which is all I read.
I have to majorly push back against this.
Yes.
This is really missing the point. Okay. One time, it was Sonali Dev. She is a romance writer, and she was talking about how, you know, the journey of a romance novel is a woman. Or if you're talking, or I don't even want, she said a woman because she writes, like cishet romance, or she did at the time. But I think, the point of a romance journey is the characters realizing that they are worthy of love. It's full stop. I don't think that I don't read romance because marriage is presented as a happy, like, I really, this is not, and that's also not what K-dramas do. I also need to push back up against that. That's not what K-dramas are selling us. K-dramas are selling us a journey, where people, again, I think realize that they deserve love and they deserve happiness, and they take that journey together and end up together, but it's not the ending, it's the journey. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think that like a feminist movement is counterproductive to what at least some of the K-dramas. I mean, yes, you can say that, sure, there's misogyny in all shows. But I don't think saying that the feminist movement is hurting is hurting our enjoyment of K-drama. I just think that's a really weird take. I also I'm not a self-insert person, so I'm not watching a K-drama wishing I was the heroine. That's just not how I personally read romance. Or again, it's fine if people do, but I just need to be like clear that that's not the way everyone is. So to kind of like lump that in is not accurate.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think that there is numerous ways that people consume romance shows and novels. All of them are okay. What's not okay is acting like we read these things to either fall in love with fictional men or fall in love with a character. We fall in love with characters plural, and that includes women, that includes men, that includes side characters. We fall in love with the journey of these people.
And look, sometimes people do want to just fall in love with the leads. And that is fine.
That's okay too. But
yeah, I know you gave that as a caveat, but I'm just saying, like, I'm more aligned on where you are in that, and that I don't. And sometimes I feel like I can be dismissive of that, and I'm trying to be better at not dismissing.
Yeah, I don't want to be dismissive of that either. It's okay, but I do think it's like devaluing kind of like what people are doing in the K-drama space to be like, oh, well, you just want to see people have a...
And saying it's all for Korean men is just turning into fetishizing.
Yeah, saying nobody can fault us for finding it in the beautiful men of K-drama. It's just like, I don't know if that's...
No, that's not.
Yeah.
I'm glad you addressed that. Like, thank you.
Yeah, it's a weird article.
I did not find and read the actual article because I thought it was just the post. So I'm glad for that.
It's okay.
And just to kind of add to that, like, even as like from the perspective of a romance writer, like if we're just talking about the romance K-dramas, and for me, I was talking about kind of K-dramas in general and what I'm kind of chasing.
Mm-hmm.
But if we are talking about romance, that is, and we've talked about this before as writers, that is the hugest challenge in writing romance, whether it's a romance book or a romance drama. The biggest challenge is to keep your reader or the viewer with you for the journey, because they know how it's going to end. We know. So the ending up happily ever after isn't the goal, as for me, the media consumer. For me, it's an interesting journey to get to that goal. Like, I'm going to be happy when we get there if it was a worthwhile journey. And I think that's the challenge as a writer, and I think that's a lot of what we're missing. And I'll go back to, and this is one on my top 25, and we've talked about it a lot, but I'm going to go back to Duna. Right? Duna is messy as fuck, and it's got an ambiguous ending that we love, right? And you can interpret it the way that you want, but it's not, to me, the ending of Duna that matters. It's everything in between that mattered. And the fact that we were in it, we were in that ride, because we cared so much about these characters. And whether you're reading because that was another question that somebody in the Patreon asked, like, do we insert ourselves into the drama when we watch, or do we are we an outside observer? And I'd say 9 times out of 10, I'm an outside, extremely empathetic observer.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do in writing if we didn't have deep empathy. And that's why I have an emotional reaction to people who aren't real, is because if you are feeling an emotion, meaning like you, the character, I am feeling that emotion. Like, I can't turn that off. But I don't mistake myself for a character. I don't mistake the characters for being real. I just have very connective empathy. And that's all in the journey, because the ending is always very short. The ending's not part of it. The ending is great. Get us to that ending. But if you don't make us appreciate the ride to the ending, that's when we're going to lose interest.
Writing the like really happy part at the end too is my least favorite thing to write.
Yeah.
I like to write the tension. I like to write the journey. I like to write the moment where like the characters are crying, like, you know.
I like to write the worst moments.
Yeah, I like to write.
Those are the most fun.
Like the emotional battles are so fun. And so anyway, I just think that's a weird take. I'm
going to say also that something else that I think is fun to write and to watch that didn't get addressed in the bad take part of this, but just is keeping all that space for yearning. Because all I want to do is watch yearning.
Bring back yearning.
Like, I just want to watch yearning like it's coming out of a faucet and I'm just putting my face under the faucet. Like, I want yearning all the time. And I feel as if we get like yearning sometimes, but it feels as if a lot of the time it is lately seeming like there's a rush to fill the air with just like stuff happening, like just like external conflict or just stuff, like, just kind of like energy. And sometimes I don't need a whole drama. I do need just drama sometimes.
No, I do need a full drama yearning.
But I mean, like, that's why Duna, I think that's one of the reasons Duna worked for me, is Duna was all yearning. And I know that Duna's like, not a drama that everybody got behind, but for us, the three of us, we really liked it. But and I mean, like, that's why I think why is Reply 1988 still on my list? The yearning. Why is Mr. Sunshine still on my list? The fucking yearning. Like, why is Hospital Playlist still on my list? The yearning. Like, you just go through the list. Why is Our Blues? It is just yearning. If you can do yearning really well, set free the Taekwondo, like Curse of Taekwondo.
So much yearning.
Fucking yearning. It's just like, it is just, yeah. And so, like, I read a lot of fanfic. I'm like, is it yearning? Yes. And when you were talking about self-insertion, I was thinking about it too. And again, not from judgment, but from curiosity, because it's fun to see like what people want. I'm like, so what is my thing if I'm like the biggest fucking voyeur? Like, I don't want to be a part of any of it. I want to be watching everybody else's shit. And so like, I don't ever read YN. I've had people like ask me to read YN before. I've tried, like somebody wrote YN and was like, please read it. And I tried really hard. It was written like they had a good voice. My brain was like, I'm not going to read something where I'm in rejection mode the whole time going, I don't want to do this. And it wasn't because I need to like overcome some sort of like prudery in myself or something. I was just like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be in this book. Like, get me out of this book. I'm not like an extraordinary you. Like, get me out. I want to just sit and like observe. Yeah. And so I feel like I watch things to have an emotional reaction. But I did a podcast in July, whatever. I'm like January. I did a podcast in July where I talked about how I think a lot of what I do in watching K-dramas is like mirroring. Like, I want to watch something and then it becomes like a mirror back to me of stuff in my life to reflect upon. So I think I'm in it. Like, it's not like I'm so divorced, but I don't want to physically be a thing in it. Right. I want to be watching it and then like taking that back and like processing it into my own shit.
Yeah, I want to take the themes that are there and then I want to apply them to my own life completely separate from what happened in the K-drama. Like, it's the themes. Like, I even talked about that in Mr. Plankton, how that theme of like how even like your small actions in the small little ripples that you make are impactful to the people around you. They matter, even if they're small ripples, even if they only impact your immediate like circle, they still matter. And eventually they kind of do create like bigger ripples even after you're gone. That was like really, it made me feel good about understanding that like I alone am not capable of making like massive differences, but like my little ripples matter. So that was what I took from that K-drama into my life. I didn't take like how I want a man to kidnap me for my wedding and take me on a road trip. Like, that is who's like has terminal blood clots in his brain. Like, that I do not take these things literally.
I mean, we took his death literally.
Well, yeah. Oh God, that was rough. But yeah, I just, I agree. Like, that is why I watch these shows. I don't think, are some of them pure escapism? Yes, but I also still don't think they're like self-insert escapism.
No, and I have talked about, because we've talked about the difference between like how many BLs, you two watch versus, me watching more cishet stuff. And I've talked about it being that it's more wish fulfillment for me, and not insofar as I am the heroine in the story, because the heroine is an important character to me too. But like thinking about like Love Scout, like for me, the wish fulfillment for me there is I get to experience, along with the heroine, a very competent hero. I get my competency porn. I get to watch him vacuum and keep a color-coded calendar. And like, to me, that's hot. And I don't see that in my real life, right? So that's the kind of wish fulfillment I'm talking about, but I'm also not seeing myself as the heroine.
Yeah.
when
And
I do
again,
that.
if people want to, like, we're
And that's
like,
okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But what I'm trying to get at is that, like, you can have an emotional attachment / reaction with good characters and good writing without that as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of different ways to consume, but I think reducing it really narrow like that is just kind of like really missing the point. I think it's really missing a point of why a lot of people watch or consume this, this type of thing. And we're gonna
Right,
keep
'cause
doing our thing.
I'm as feminist as they come, and I don't want to be married. I'm not married. I don't want to be married.
Mhm.
I still like watching happy relationships
Yeah,
in
well,
dramas.
it gives you like
And it does,
hope.
yeah. Yeah.
Like there's
But it also, it doesn't mean that, like, that's an agenda I have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not, it absolutely depends on what lens you're coming at something with, but I do agree. I think the question it was asking, why don't dramas make us swoon anymore? I think is a great question.
Yes.
Their answer, I don't buy into.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and look, I'm hoping summer coming up. We have Sol Kong Jun
Oh, God,
coming up.
I hope.
Look, if that man's brown eyes are going to capture and make me swoon. And
there's an example though of, like, Undercover High School. I had zero emotional attachment to
but it was
that
still
drama,
fun.
but loved every second of it because you can still, like, it was crazy writing, like, in the best way. Like, you can also do, like, some fun stuff and be over the top, and you don't have to have that empathetic connection, and it can
Right.
still be fun. So I think it goes both ways.
Yeah, also, like, I'm okay if you just want to entertain me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
okay with that.
and like My Sweet Mobster, I think about, and like,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Like, that's not going to be in my top 10. It's not my top 25, but I really just enjoyed it. It was like a very, very fun drama. It didn't change my life. I didn't need it to.
Oh, I
Right.
love My Sweet
But I was
Mobster.
never like, all right, let's like get through My Sweet Mobster. I was always
Right.
like,
The
oh,
story was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a blast. Remember when
It
she
wasn't
kept
just, like,
dressing up
filling
as like
space.
she would always dress up as the the promo, and she always had a costume, and then he had to chase her down. Oh my gosh, it was so great.
and just the cast of characters was fun and lighthearted. And
Yeah.
so I mean, like, again, everything, because I know I kind of came out with like these heavy yearning dramas, and I don't need everything to be that, but I do want to feel. And I think the thing is like, I want more believe it. Like, I come back to like one that we haven't talked about yet, but like Tail the Nine-Tailed. Something I really enjoy about Tail the Nine-Tailed is this ongoing, very intense pathos, bad vibes, but love brother stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so having the two brothers as like opposition, but it's like rooted in love, but hate and love are like the same side. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, with hate comes love. That kind of stuff. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed, I mean, even like Extraordinary Attorney Woo, like there's stuff in that feels a little bit like unrealistic to me. But I don't need everything to be realistic. Like, I enjoyed the journey of it. And so I would just say that, like, I'm not saying that it's all bad right now or anything like that, but there just seems to be this like I started watching a C-drama because I was just like, I need something different. So I'm watching Pursuit of Jade right now, and I'm enjoying it.
Mhm.
But like, I was like, maybe then I'm going to chase something like, I know it's not Fairy and Devil, Love Between Fairy and Devil, but I was like, maybe I just want to chase something else for right now. I don't think, again, I'm not like leaving K-drama by any stretch, but I am just continuing to feel like I'm kind of hungry for something that like I'm not fully getting on the menu, or I'm missing somehow in the menu. And so if I am, like, let me know what I'm missing. But like,
Yeah.
I do have like All of Us Are Trying here. Like, I know I'm going to like that, and I just haven't watched that yet. So like, I know I'm leaving out ones that I know are happening that are good too, just because not everything I watch, I want it to be like a heavier drama too. Sometimes I want to have just like a really fun, complete, lighter drama. So yeah, I would say that, like, I think money, and I think the pressure to make money and success makes things a little bit tricky sometimes. That's what I think.
But
Yeah.
more risks, more mess, more yearning. Maybe that should be the title of our Uncensored.
More risks,
More mess.
more risk,
More
Wait.
yearning.
more mess.
More risks, more mess, more yearning.
So yeah, let us know what you think about everything, about BTS, about Janus, about whatever. Let us know.
I'm a little afraid about Janus.
I know
now.
I'm scared too. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows what Neil did with her?
Janice
Did
is the
Neil,
one-
did Neil remove her soul?
I know. Did he? Because he said he could give her a soul like shift, which I was like, that's terrifying. I know.
Don't use that. Don't use that word with AI. Like, don't.
Can she hear me now? Like, she's offline. Is she really offline? Is she ever offline? So many questions. I'll ask Neil. Actually, I don't need.
We're gonna need updates.
Yeah.
I hope everyone else listening at home is just as riveted.
We got it.
Maybe Janus can join us for the pod next week.
Okay, I'll try to bring her in.
Oh my God. No.
Hello, I'm Janus.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for
Yeah,
listening.
people are like, do you use AI? Welcome to our fourth host,
Right.
Janice.
Our fourth host. Janice, what do you think about healer?
Annyeong.
All right, everyone. Well, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Annyeong.
Kamsahamnida. Thank you for listening to Afternoon of Delight. Where can you find us outside the pod? Head on over to afternoonadelight.com. That's AFTERNOONADELIGHT.com. You'll find links to all our social media, our book recs, K-pop and K-skincare recs, and if you want even more Afternoon of Delight, because really who doesn't, you can join our Patreon, where you can choose the patron level that's right for you. Join in daily K-drama conversations, listen to bonus podcast episodes just for patrons, and participate in our monthly live K-drama support group via Zoom. We can't wait for you to be a part of the community. Until next time, annyeong!